I'm sure when Anthony was in the studio, talks are a whole lot different than when Bamesy was, or rather, Bamesy Weekcaps. Which, if you don't know what I'm saying, it's in the behind the scenes package. And that's fine, because we have different strengths, different skill sets, different abilities. That's all kind of saying the same thing. But, I'm painting and drawing at the same time, which maybe could not do, but since I'm filming this video, and it is a skill I desire to have as much as the Watts Atelier teachers have it, is the ability to draw and paint really well and be able to talk and have fun because it's intuitive. And I could hold off, and other times I won't talk. And right now I'm not really saying anything interesting, perhaps, but that's what you get for talking about talking while you're painting and thinking about painting while you're talking. So, this is part of my fun. Believe me be. Let me have it. And let's see, I'm running out of the darkest dark areas, so now I'm gonna open up a second darkest value. This is a fun part. Let's do it. So the question is, I think I'll add a little bit of white to some of that burnt umber. My other thought was I would just add more water to the burnt umber, and that itself would make it lighter. My palette's kind of in the dark here. I need some more light on it. I haven't actually taken a gouache class, or an oil class. I did have a little bit of oil critiquing happen when I went to the Watts Atelier boot camp a few years ago. But I have not taken the painting program in the Watts Atelier course. And that will be something I would like to do, probably, I'm thinking in September. After I get back from Lightbox Expo, I'll be super inspired, and I could take the painting program and paint a whole bunch. And that'll be awesome. Meanwhile, I'm just going to do one a week, and I'm going to do it as best as I can and explore and just use what resources I have to hopefully do it in a way that is the proper, or rather just a smart way to go about doing it. So I finished that gouache study. Here it is. A blimp. Turned out pretty nice. The interesting thing about doing studies of a different medium and translating the medium basically is that I have to make decisions, and I have to decide how I want to execute this thing because I'm not able to copy it directly because it's a different medium. Gouache to oil is different, but it wouldn't be as different as, say, doing a oil painting and bringing it to charcoal, which is what I'm doing with this Norman Rockwell study. Same process, same idea with just gathering the information and being able to articulate something on the page in a visual communication, just like the master artists are able to. So the reason I the reason I bought this book is because I think the art is really great. I haven't yet read it, though. It's by Greg Manchess, and it's called Above the Timberline. And throughout it, there's just really amazing oil paintings. And I decided that I'm going to do a montage of studies of his work, which is in oil, and translate it into gouache. And so this is the first one. I have this big illustration board piece, and I'm going to add a bunch of other things. I'm just going to look through the book I have, set it up with an image I like, and copy it. And it's not really memorizing something. Like, I'm not really going to get too much information out of it, in the sense that I'm not copying the same image over and over again to memorize it and really understand how it looks. This is more for a fun thing, and just to get my ideas flowing and see how I can montage an image together. I did this one a while back of The Art of Princess Mononoke, the film. So this was the same thing, where I set up the book I have, and I just drew from it whatever I thought was cool and made this big montage image. So other than that, I don't know what to say, really. I'm going to be doing at least one painting a week from now on. Painting's a new thing for me. I've always drawn, and it's only been 2 years, as I said in the last video, that if you saw in, or one of the last videos on YouTube, that or in the LV packages, that I haven't really done a whole lot of painting, and it was my goal since pretty much the new year to do a painting a week, and I didn't do it for a while. And I just watched a video on Watts Atelier of Jeff Watts, the founder of the school, talking about goal setting and just the whole spectrum of training and art. And very inspiring video for me, and realizing I have not been quite doing what I feel like I intended to do. I'm doing a lot of other stuff that's not productive. It's very good for my growth in all kinds of ways. And he talked about similar things in his video of spiritual aspects and the forgiveness, or just understanding oneself and moving through the things that the universe teaches us or allows us to be taught. So I think the most interesting thing for me of sharing content at the stage I'm at, because I'm far from the stage I would eventually like to be many years from now in terms of proficiency in art. Though, as Robert Henri said, Jeff quoted him in the video, and I have his book right here, is he says, be a master where you're at whatever level that may be. And then eventually, at the point where you are then, much later from now, you will be the master then, because you're the master now. So the kind of integrative thinking of people like that, and the authenticity of looking at life in this way to explore and learn it. And art is a tool for learning about life. And so for me, it's been only the beginning of understanding what this tool has the capability to be. And it's through Watts Atelier and these courses that I've been shown the door of how much of an impact art can have in someone's life, Jeff's and all the students from the school, and the growth and the beauty of being able to create a masterful piece of work, of masterful art. And so that's my intention, and I would like to simply start sharing now, because the whole thing of being a master in the moment where you are, if I don't start sharing now and I wait, maybe it would be good because it would show, oh, this guy started really good all of a sudden, like 10 years from now or something. But instead, you wouldn't actually know that all the time, every day, was this growth happening to get to that point, because you don't see that very much. It's you're in it maybe as a profession, whatever you're doing, or you see the polished works online that people post or something like that. And the funny things about those Watts videos is they're so homemade. This is pretty homemade. We are trying to do videos that, you know, are at least high enough quality that you won't get pushed away from watching it due to static, whatever, you know, bad quality. Yet the intention is not about the quality, because there's people like Alan Watts, where if I find a PDF of some book he wrote, handwritten, which I did, that's why I'm using the example, I found a book he wrote in handwriting that was almost impossible to read, but I spent the time to look and read it because Alan Watts wrote it. And so it's like that for when I watch Jeff Watts talk about art. It's a terrible quality video, but it doesn't matter, because it's the master speaking of this craft, as in my opinion anyway. And so it's just that's what I have to share today. And I'm continuing the journey of creating Lantern Valley, which is a multi-medium series of visual stories that you can find out more about in the link in the website description below. And then continuing with mastering art so that I can tell those stories with the integrity and the authenticity and the justice they deserve. There's a thing Jeff always says that I really appreciate, which is you want to do justice to what you're drawing. So if you're going to draw the human figure, you want to learn your anatomy, not because of, well, the reason that hits the core for me is that you want to learn it so you can express it and give it the justice it deserves as being this spark of creation and this thing that exists that's so magnificent. So that's all I got. Finished painting, just one gouache painting. We could look at the broad spectrum of years of stories, years of artwork, the whole career of practice and study and all that. And then in the moment to come down and I'm just recording this single video or just doing this single brushstroke. And that is a skill that is an interesting skill, to broaden the spectrum and then to single it. Yeah. All right. Talk to you later.